Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a coach and a channel, and welcome to my series called Spirit School. This is a series where once a week I invite forward the spirit guides to share something new with us. I want them to just teach us something new, something exciting, something that's going to really spark my curiosity to learn more, and something that I don't have a frame of reference around. I just want to be intrigued and inspired and have my mind and perspective completely blown open. The way this works is I close my eyes, I tune in with them, and the message kind of builds on itself gradually, starting off usually with some sort of image and tends to kind of expand and unravel as we go. And I just want to take this opportunity to invite you into this experience with me. If there's something on your mind that you've always been curious about, always wanted to know more about, but you haven't either been satisfied with the information that's been presented to you, or you've have seen conflicting messages about, feel free to ask, comment below, message me privately on social media at Amanda Lauren Blau on TikTok and Instagram, or you're welcome to visit my website, amandalaurenblau.com, and send me a message through there and ask. And we can turn it into an entire episode. So this is not just them sparking my curiosity, it's them also inviting you into this experience along with us so that you can be included and invited to follow your curiosity and see where it leads you. So that being said, I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to tune in and I'm going to see what they want to share with us today. Give me a second. Okay, so they're immediately showing me it's like um, the indication of a vibration. So when you have it, I don't know how to articulate what I'm seeing. When you have like on a computer screen and it's simulating a sound being made and you see like the ripples going in and out, or almost like when you're hooked up to a heart rate monitor and you see like the lines going up and down that are mimicking the beat of the heart. It's showing me that, but specifically in terms of a vibration, a vibration of sound specifically. Are you okay? They're just saying stay with it. So I'm just seeing this kind of like boom, boom. And every time there's this sound being made, the the like image of the vibration along with the sound is being that's being reverberated. They're showing me now an image of like um a ripple in a water, how the ripple kind of starts small and expands and goes out, 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 out. And they're saying it's the same with energy. Any kind of vibration carries that same, they're calling it resonance, where it expands out from itself. And it expands and expands until it reaches a point of familiarity. And when it reaches a point of familiarity, meaning a similarity or of the same frequency, of the same intonation, it then what? It absorbs into itself and then continues to expand again. Okay. What? The okay, they're referencing the Big Bang Theory with that. Can you like help me understand what you're trying to refer to? They're saying the Big Bang Theory was that. It was like a detonation of high volume of sound that expanded and expanded and expanded and expanded. And as it expanded and took up quote unquote space, it carried its sound and frequency with it. And they're saying, and continues to do so. It's never ending. Okay. Can you expand on that, please? They're saying that each and every single one of us carries that vibration inside of us. So it never ended. It continues to live on inside of us. That we are a continuation of that ripple that continues to expand out from itself. And they're saying the very center point of that detonation, of that expansion of sound is what? Is a thought, is a sensation. And they're saying the same thing happens with our heart. Our heart beats. With every beat of a heart, there's a vibration that expands from it and that travels out from it and outside of our bodies. And it carries the thoughts and feelings that live inside of that vibration that we are experiencing and then allowing to travel that are reverberating out from our center point. And in that way, we are a continuation of creation itself. We are constantly an expression of our own desire to experience ourselves and what? Okay. And what? Okay, and there's just saying, and that's that. Okay. Where do you want to go from here then? They're just saying, listen to get really quiet and listen to the sound of the deepest desires in your heart. And you'll feel what's true there. And that truth is carried through and that truth is carried what? Through your energy field and allows for your frequency to be found by that which it's searching for. Because what you're searching for is to feel recognized. If you don't sit and take the time to feel and understand and recognize your own truth, then your energy is constantly going to be searching for something or someone that does or will, because that is what you're calling for. Without realizing it, you are suppressing the very need that's desiring to be felt most. And that is the need to be loved. And when you disregard this need from inside of you, it has to call through you for something or someone that will recognize it and will witness it and will receive it. And that is how you meet people, places, and things that align with your energetic vibration. It's because you are calling to them and they are both, and they are echoing that call, and you are brought together through the sheer will and desire to be seen and recognized on that same wavelength because it feels safe and comfortable to be amongst energy that feels familiar, especially when you don't feel safe inside of your own personal power. When you feel powerless, when you feel small, when you don't feel worthy or capable or um, willing to feel your own light and your own potential and greatness, those energies scare you because they're calling you forward into your power, and that requires you to question your own belief systems. But when you're not ready to do that, that is something that you're going to energetically shy away from, and you're going to be more attracted to energy that allows you to feel your doubt and your fear and your insecurity because that's where you feel safest. And so do they. And they're wanting to highlight this today because they're feeling that call from within you that you're desiring more and more and what? What else would you like to say about this? More, they're saying more is here. More is being with the part of you that's calling for more and feeling the truth beneath that, which is that more will lead to affection and love and remembrance and value that you don't yet feel capable of receiving or achieving. But when you call from that frequency, you're met with that same energy in another that doesn't have the capacity to give that to you because they can only meet you on your level. And you're both trying to get the same things from one another, but at the same time can't fully deliver it in the way that it's desired to be because you can't offer something to someone that they're not willing or ready to receive. And so you're pouring your heart out to this person and they are putting up their hand and like holding it at bay and sort of like sending it back, but you can't receive it either. And so you're constantly feeling this push, pull, and resistance of your own efforts to let someone in and call someone forward. And they're highlighting the dating scene right now, that this is what they're witnessing inside of modern online dating, where you put up a profile of yourself hoping to call someone in, but they want to reflect back to you the types of people that you are bearing witness to. And when you're claiming that they are not capable of receiving you, of opening up to you, of being there where you need them to be, where are they reflecting back to you that same energy within you? And how can you see that it is a reality that is being reflected to you that you are the creator of? And then the next question is, okay, then how do I change that? And they're saying you change you. You put out a different call. It's like two birds that are squawking, but they sing a different tune because they're two different types of species of bird. And one bird will be calling and the other bird will be calling, but they'll attract a mate of the same species because the mate of the same species can only respond to the calling that they can hear it and interpret. And it's the same thing for you. It's the same thing for all of us. So it's time to put out a different vibration that's going to expand from within you outwardly and call forward a different energy, but you have to be willing and ready to receive it. And most of you are not, they're saying. Is that, am I getting that right? Yeah. I am uncomfortable delivering this message. I'm just going to breathe through it. Yeah. What's funny is before I got on this call, I specifically stated that I wanted to channel something that's going to rock me to my core. Well, it is. I just didn't expect, and I wanted to be surprised, and I am. I'm going to ground into myself and continue. Yeah, they're saying my discomfort with being the channel of this message stems from my own unwillingness to feel my own calling, which is love for the part of me that fears being rejected. And that's true. So I'm included in this. I'm not just because I'm married, that doesn't mean that they're saying that this is a, they're not specifically talking about the dating scene. They're highlighting that this is being expressed inside of the dating scene, just as an example. But this is a universal experience that we're all going through every second of every minute of every day because we're constantly emitting vibration. And so all they're saying is that your vibration a- attracts and calls forward that of the same. And your entire world is an experience of that very phenomenon taking place. And you are bearing witness to your own frequency and energy in real time, in the physical reality that you are experiencing. And that is what this is. This, they're saying, they're calling it like experience, Earth school simulation. That's what this is. It's an opportunity for us to bear witness to our own energetic vibrations, experiencing itself in a linear time frame inside of a physical world that feels unique, but that is one with those who create from their own limited viewpoint. Okay, where do you want to go from here? So they're saying Okay, where do you want to go from here? Sorry. Okay, they're saying they're just they're saying stay calm, stay with it, because I'm having some difficulty interpreting this today. They want you to recognize the discomfort in what you're wanting to call in. If there's something that's desired but that's not here, it's because there's a discomfort that you are feeling and sensing will have to be experienced. And your own doubts and fears will need to be questioned in order to fully let it in. And so, what? And so, calling those doubts and fears forward and understanding what they are and giving voice to them and feeling the vibration of them now will accelerate the process needed to overcome your resistance to them because you will see that it was made up in your own mind and that there was a discomfort with those vibrations that you were looking to let go of and release, but hoping that you wouldn't have to face them in order to. But you kept being reflected that that's not true because you kept experiencing something that wasn't exactly what you had desired to or intended to. And if the reality you're experiencing feels expansive, feels even better than what you had intended it to be, then that is an indication that you are calling in energies that you were perceiving were there, but didn't have the capacity to let in yet, but were open to. You weren't closed off from them. You weren't afraid of them. You just didn't know that they existed. But because you were open and ready and vulnerable and willing, they found you because you wanted them to. Okay. And they're saying in this way, you are constantly the creator of your own Big Bang theory, of your own Big Bang. That with every boom, boom reverberation of your own energetic frequency through your heart, they're saying, like through the vibrations of your heart that carry your deepest desires and your greatest fears, you are constantly creating and recreating your reality. And it's up to you to distinguish the difference between what's here and what's here and what's here because they are one and the same, even though they don't feel um even though what there's doubt of that. Like you might look at your reality and say, but this is not what I want. I don't want this. And they are saying that there's a part of you that really does because it's afraid of an alternative. There's a deep-seated fear in feeling something else. And that is what? A higher perspective of you. That there's fear inside of feeling an elevated frequency within who you are. Why? I'm feeling that fear. Why? Because feeling that degree of love would require that you let go of your pain. And there is discomfort and unwillingness in doing that because your pain gives you meaning and proof that you both endured it and also can protect yourself from ever having to open yourself up to the vulnerability of it happening again. You're protecting yourself through holding on to it. And there's a fear of letting that go, that you're going to be open and vulnerable. But what you're not perceiving is that there's no harm out there. There's nothing out there that's desiring to harm you. It is your, it is your what? Fear of what could be that is causing you the most pain. Um, can I challenge that for a second? Because there absolutely is stuff out there that can harm us. What do you say in response to that? They're saying no. What harms you is your own willingness to allow it to. Can you expand on that? Because it doesn't feel, I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't always feel like it's true. Sometimes there are people, places, and things that we're not even anticipating and that come into our lives and can harm us. They're saying no, you harm you through your own anticipation of what may come. And that is simply an interpretation of where you don't trust in life to guide you safely. And your own unwillingness to perceive that those harmful things are a manifestation of your own doubt, of your own desire for love, and that harm only comes to you if you're desiring to experience fear. And sometimes that is called in when there is mistrust in not having it. Are you saying that we, through this Big Bang example, create these scenarios through some manifestation of them in our own vibration? They're saying that you put out a vibration that is a reflection of your own deepest desires and belief systems, and it calls in and attracts people, places, and things that are of that same energy. And as a byproduct of that, they're saying yes. You do create what you experience. However, what you experience is simply an indication of what's already felt within. So if you experience something painful, that pain already was living inside of you and being experienced by you, and you just experienced it in a new and different way. Is that true? Am I getting that right? Yeah. All right. Is there anything else on this that you'd like to say? They understand that this is kind of a heavy topic and it brings up a lot of mixed feelings, or it can bring up a lot of mixed feelings because it means taking personal responsibility for some things that happen to you that feel very unfair to say that you wanted to experience. And they're saying that is both the gift and the curse of this human reality is the experience of your own deepest fears and how it can feel. And what? What? Can you say this more clearly, please? Feeling responsible for your own downfall is not the message that they want to leave you with today. What they want you to recognize is where there's room to experience something different. And they want you to focus on that. Sorry, what? Recognize where there might be frustration with your own experiences in life and call in something new through love of what's here. Not necessarily having to love the life that you're living, because that is not what they're saying. They want you to dream bigger and they want you to open up to new experiences. What they're asking you to do is love the parts of you that are afraid of those experiences that you're wanting to call in. That's what they want you to focus on, that there is a part of you that's afraid of it. And uncovering what that is and having compassion for that part of you is the way through to creating a different reverberation through your heart center, which is going to be one of love and one of openness and one of inviting in a new energy. And it has to start with your own willingness to recognize the fear that's there and being open to it and loving of that part and not resentful of it or resentful of a universal experience that you can't necessarily control because it feels powerless to think about it that way. Okay. They're saying that there is so much untapped potential in you, and they want you to realize that too. And just knowing that all that's required is feeling love for the part of you that isn't fully bel that isn't fully grounded inside of your own sense of worth is the greatest gift that you can give you at this time. And they're excited for you to accept it openly and willingly. Any last words? They're just saying, open your heart because that is the tunnel through which you will create something new. And that something new is you in a world that only you can create through you as a byproduct of your willingness to let it in. Okay. Thanks, guys. What a beautiful message today. Lots of layers here. Um, I guess this is a good time for me to let you in on what I do for a living, because it's exactly this. I'm an intuitive coach, and I host one-on-one sessions in either just a 90-minute one-off capacity or in longer containers of 3 months, 3-month mentorships. And these experiences are completely open for whatever you're wanting to get out of them. And if calling in a new experience in your life, a manifestation of some kind, something that you're desiring to change or fix or understand or navigate, but you've been feeling frustrated by or unable to, or there's just a lot of questions and uncertainty that you haven't been able to parse through. These sessions are exactly held, designed to hold you through that. I call forward your spirit guide and your spirit team to help guide the experience. So it's not me giving you my own personal advice and perspective, although I would love to if that's what you are open to, but it's more me tapping into what's within your highest and best to receive, and then showing you how to access that wisdom from within you so that you don't need me or anybody else in order to do that, and that you can leave that experience knowing how to tap into your deepest inner knowing, your own intuitive beliefs and understanding, and move forward with aligned action steps that feel really expansive and that will guide you down a new created creation process, both within and also without as a byproduct. And you're welcome to learn more about that on my website, amandalaurenblau.com. You can find that information linked in my YouTube bio, and you're welcome to reach out to me through there or via DMs to ask me any and all questions. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Spirit School today, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.